Hi friends, how are you? It's been so long. This is my knitting journal. My name is Joji and I am a knitter in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Today is a cold day. As you can see, it's June 18, 2021 and it's rather cold. I'm here in my office where I work. This is a chair where I do most of my writing and this is the chair where I do most of my knitting. This room is at the bottom of our patio or garden and it can get rather chilly during the winter time. So I'm here bundled up in all of my knitwear. I think this room is where I wear most of my knitwear because I'm alone. I tend to get really cold when I knit because I don't move much of my body. I don't know if that happens to you too, but yeah, anyway, I keep a lot of my hand knits here so that I can grab them when I'm cold and knitting here in my knitting nook. I hope you're all very well. I have so much to share with you. I know I don't record my journals so often and you're all so wonderful and have been asking for some company, some videos from me, and I always say I'll try to do it more often, but truth is that it takes me a while to get ready for a video. I'm always insecure. I don't know. I don't have that much knitting to show sometimes, or I don't have that many news. I'll do my best. I also miss you. I also want to record more. I love when I record and I get all your feedback. I don't know why I don't do it more regularly, but here I am. I don't know if I said the date. It's June 18, 2021, and it's not only rather cold here in Argentina, but also Charlie and I traveled for the first time since the pandemic started last week. We traveled and we went to Texas in the US, where it was really hot and warm. You guys probably know by now I really love warm weather. I don't mind the heat. I don't mind it at all. I can function. I can do all of the things I normally do with really high temperatures. And so somehow when we came back, we came to some of the coldest days we can have here and some of the lowest temperatures. And to me, it feels like a huge contrast. And I am missing much the warm weather of the US summer, even though I know many of you will say, oh, I would rather have the cold, and also I get a lot of, oh, it's not that cold in Argentina, please don't tell me that I shouldn't be cold or that my country is not cold enough. We all get cold in different temperatures. I promise I get super cold whatever the temperature is here. So I get a lot of cold shaming. I don't know if you guys ever get cold. Do you get cold shaming from people? I get a lot of people saying like, oh, it's way colder here than it is there. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm still cold. So that's me. I can perform really well in 100 Fahrenheit. I can run, I can train, I can work, I can enjoy. But when it's cold, I'm cold. Anyway, that trip to Texas did me very good. I really needed to travel, guys. I really needed to go somewhere. Traveling is a story for a whole different type of journal. I love traveling. It's my passion. I have many passions. Traveling is one. And it was exciting. It was different. It was completely different. COVID times. We had to have a lot of tests done and we were really careful. We wore our masks all the time except for times when we met close friends and in their homes and we knew that we were all safe. Then we took our masks off. But otherwise, Charlie and I were really careful. And now actually we are quarantined here in Argentina for a week. We had our first antigen test done when we arrived to Buenos Aires airport, and then we have to quarantine here for a week, and then we have to have another PCR test done after 7 days, and then if everything is okay, which I hope it will, then we can resume our normal lives here in Buenos Aires. So what did we do there? We visited friends. I met up with Diane from Suburban Stitcher, who you may know. She's got a beautiful yarn company and her own podcast. I met up with the people from Hill Country Weavers when we went to Austin. We first went to Houston and we stayed in Sugarland so that we would stay close to Diane, and then we went to Austin, and in Austin we met with the folks at Hill Country Weavers, a beautiful store. I have worked with them before as a teacher, and they also carry our Hoji & Co bags, so we visited the staff. And then my friend Yael came over, and I visited with Megan, the editor of Pom Pom magazine, who's also the editor of our interpretations books. So it was a week trip, a week long, to the summer, and it was very, very refreshing, and just what we needed. We plan to travel again now that we know all the procedures and that we feel safe doing so. Then now we are ready to start planning more trips, and the next one is hopefully as a family. So as you can imagine, if you have watched this journal for some time, you know that I have difficulties receiving parcels here in Argentina. So as you can imagine, there was a lot of shopping that we needed to do. We got ourselves new phones and new iPad and all of the electronics that we cannot get here. We got new running shoes and sports gear of all sorts, and the most important thing, I got a lot of yarn. So I have a big haul to share with you. I'm going to do it slowly, not to overwhelm you. Most of these yarns were ordered online, and they were shipped to my friend's house, and then I also got some of her yarn in person when I visited her studio, Suburban Stitcher. So yeah, I think that I'm going to start by showing you my works in progress. I have some finished objects, but some of them are for the book, and none of them are really designs that I will be publishing soon. So I think I'm not going to show you much of that. I haven't finished much, and then I'll show you all the yarns and the beautiful things that I got. So first, I am wearing, because I know you're going to ask, I am wearing my cabin life coat. There you go. Probably worst angle ever to show you some knitting, but there it is. This coat is part of the interpretations book number 7, and I made it using Magpie Fibers Nest Worsted. So you can see there the neckline. It has a folded collar, it has an I-cord edging, and drop sleeves. So book 7. And I am also wearing the Dawn Shawl, and this one, it's a really old one. It looks new, but it's really old. And this one is called At Dawn, and it's part of Interpretations Book 1. So the first one Vera and I ever wrote together. And I am wearing a very, very special t-shirt that my friend Adela from Lola Bien Yarn Company sent to my friend's house. There you go. They are quite long. There you go. This is beautiful Lola with her power-faced and I think that you can get these t-shirts from her website. She sent a bunch of different designs for me, for Charlie, for the boys. So I'm wearing Lola today for my journal. Yeah, so that's what I'm wearing. I was actually also wearing the Boston Streets hat when I first came to the office because I was so cold. But now I don't need it. I don't need it anymore. And I'm actually now, you're probably wondering where I am. I am sitting on a little puff. I don't know, what is it? Like, what are these called in English? Ottoman chair. And you guys are sitting on a stool because I normally place my computer there, but I tried recording there and it was really grainy because it's so dark over there in my corner where I work. So yeah, so now I am under the air conditioning warm breeze and I don't need as many clothes as before. Anyway, okay, where should I start showing you? Let's see, I think I lost the work in progress. Oh, here it is. So first I finished one sock and I'm almost done with the second sock. I think I had shown you these. This is a new design I'm working on. Hold on, let me get these sock blockers. It's a shorty and I know that sock patterns are often not such a big deal, but then when they come out, you guys really like my sock patterns. So I love, I love knitting socks. I always have socks on the needles. Sometimes they are just plain ribbed socks or plain vanilla socks. And sometimes I start spontaneously a new pattern and then they become published designs. So this one is one of those. So this is a shorty and it has some cables and some lace on the cuff, and then there's some lace that continues down the sock. And I like that when you wear them you can see the detailed patterning on the cuff. So I'm almost done with the second one of these. I am going to write the pattern as soon as I finish them. They are called Flora, and this yarn is by Olann. I don't remember the colorway name, but it will be in the pattern for sure. So I'm now working on the cuff for the second shorty. There you go. I worked on this on the plane quite a bit. Yeah, so those are my Flora socks made using Olann yarn. It's colder now, so I'm not wearing my shorties that much. I'm wearing today our craft and I am a contortionist. I am wearing our Craft and Explore boots from Hoki & Co. And as you can see, I'm wearing longer socks, woolen socks. And these are the Curie, oh my goodness, you cannot see them, but this is the worst journal ever with my leg contortion, but they are the Curiosity and Opportunity socks. Made using Madeline Tosh yarns. Anyway, so that is my first work in progress, and I think I'm going to like mix up some of the yarns that I got in between all of this stocking. So speaking of Madelinetosh, I got a beautiful box of yarn from them. They are one of my favorite companies, you know that, guys, right? And every time they send me yarn, it's something beautiful. I end up always using everything they send. So they recently came out with a new yarn, and I asked them if I could have some of it because I never work with this blend and I wanted to try it. So this is their wool and cotton blend. It's called wool plus cotton. It's 50% superwash merino, 50% Pima cotton, and this color that I chose for next summer is called Ciladon. This is an old colorway. For us hardcore Matosh fans, this color, I think they've been making it for at least 10 years and I've never used it, but I love it. It's like a pale blue, very summery. And yeah, so I think it would make like a really great long cardigan to layer on top of dresses or like shorts. Yeah, so that's what I'm planning to do with this. It's merino cotton and it is 219 yards in 200 meters. And I think it's a worsted weight because it says the gauge, the recommended gauge is 20 to 22 stitches in 10 centimeters or 4 inches. And the recommended needles are US 6 or 7, so 4 or 5.5 millimeters. So this is a worsted weight yarn. So that's one of the first things that I got. I'm really excited about that new yarn. And I love that I get to have some of the new yarns as soon as they come out. Yeah, so another project I'm working on in a similar colorway actually is a cardigan. Not much to show right now, so it's pretty basic at the moment. So this is a drop shoulder cardigan, open front, and it doesn't have any details, so it's plain. But I plan to, so it's similar to this one in construction, but I plan to do some texture sleeves with maybe like a lace and cable pattern similar to the socks, similar to this, like a lace and cable, there you see, on the sleeves. And I plan to use a similar pattern that I use on the sleeves for some pockets. And I am not completely sure what I'm going to do about the collar. So the collar, I have to pick up stitches and knit towards the front because it's quite an open one. See, it's not like a V-neck, so it's quite open. So I have to work a thick band for the neck. Guys, I'm so happy recording today. I just had this moment when I remembered when I used to record every week and show you everything that I was up to, and I got your feedback and it was great. And I really miss that. I hope I can keep this up. I really like it. I really like being with you, even if I don't know who you are watching right now. I really like this. So yeah, so this is quite a new pattern and I started working on this. It's one of those designs that I start because I need something to knit on, so it's not something that I plan a lot in advance, but I know it's something that I like to wear. It's a design that people normally like to knit and they also like to wear, so it's something simple but new. So there's not much to see. It's just a vague idea of what I want to do, and right now it's on hold while I finish other things, and but I will come back to it soon. So what am I using for this? I don't know if you noticed the color properly. I didn't show it very well. I'm alternating skeins, so you can see there's a bit of a color difference, but I like it. I think it's very subtle. So it's this gray and blue, and it's yarn by Tanis Fiber Arts. The base is Purewash worsted, is 100% organic merino, and it's 187 meters in one skein. And the colorway is called Mona Lisa, and it's got all these speckles in turquoise and pink and yellow that I think you can see them better here in the skein than you can see them on the project. Oh, you can see them there. It's a beautiful colorway. I have a lot of this yarn, so I plan to make a big project out of it. It was a gift from Tanis herself. When we met a couple of years ago, we met in Montreal. I was visiting, and we met up, and she gave me that yarn. So it's got good memories built in. It was the only time we met. So yeah, so that's my other work in progress. I think I'm going to pick it up this week. My mom is helping me a little bit with that one, but right now I had to stop because it's now time to decide what I'm going to do about the pockets. So I asked her to stop there so that I can like rearrange the stitches and put some stitches on hold, and maybe then she will come back to it. Okay, what's next? Some yarn. Let's see. I took a short break to put everything or most of the yarn that I had in that suitcase up here on this couch. I brought home an entire suitcase full of yarn. I have no shame in that. So I have a lot to show you. I got a big box from my friend Amy from Bien Aimée, and she wrote to me a while ago and said she had developed this black to gray fade, which is so good. It's so stunning, and she said when she developed that she thought of me, which I think is very special, and she sent me this fade. So there are 2 skeins of each color, which means I could probably also make a coat. You guys know I like a good coat or a long cardigan. I don't know why, I just adore them. And so, but I might make something shorter too, so that I'm not such a masochist with my knitting. Anyway, there are 2 skeins of this color called, this is her sport base, Merino Sport. This color is called Storm. Then it fades into this color called Mist. Then they fade into this color called Payne's Gray. And they fade into the most stunning black blue I've seen, called Fog. So let me show you the fade with just 1 skein. So it's, there you go. So it's Storm into Fog. That's that from Bien Aimée. And Amy also sent her some of her new base called Corrie Worsted. So they have this beautiful new tag label, La Bien Aimée, and it's called Corrie Worsted. And I picked the color Coquelicot. So it's a red, tomato red, very pretty colorway. This is Corriedale, 75% Falkland Corriedale, 25% Gotland wool, and it's a worsted weight, 230 meters in 100 grams. It's very lofty. I think it's great for cables because it won't drag your knitting. So that's that. It's not a superwash yarn, neither is the one I'm wearing today. So those are my treasures from La Bien Aimée. Okay. I have more. Oops. I have more works in progress to show you. I am knitting a shawl for interpretations, which, by the way, we hope to publish in October, in time for a very special show that's happening in October. Just one sec, someone's calling me. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'm working on a shawl for interpretations, and we plan to publish it by October for a very special show. I can't believe Rhinebeck is happening, and that I get to see everyone planning. It makes me so excited for the world. Yeah, I'm super happy about that. So actually, we are very hopeful. Vera and I and Pom Pom are very hopeful that we will have the 8th edition of our book ready in time for Pom Pom to show it at Rhinebeck. So if we send your best vibes that we will finish it in time, and that you will be able to see our designs, and you will be able to get copies of our book there at Rhinebeck. Because even if we are not there, we will try to send our book to be a part of the show. Anyway, yeah, so I'm working on this shawl that I'm really excited about. It's on straight needles, so it's not that great to show, and there are tons of ends to weave in. Maybe this end looks a bit better because I've already woven some on this side. But it's a triangular shawl, and I've now picked up stitches, and I'm working my way towards the center. It's not a huge shawl, it's a very quick project and very fun. I am using worsted weight and US 8 or 5mm needles, so even though I'm not knitting for a long time, it's going really quickly, and I think I'm going to be done with this project this weekend because it's growing really fast. So what yarn am I using? I'm using a set worsted weight. This is Plucky Knitter that my friend Yael got for me some time ago, and this is Primo worsted. Primo is a superwash merino cashmere nylon blend, and it's 200 yards per skein. I have 2 skeins of the gray, and I only have 1 skein of the yellow, but I am not sure that I'm going to add much more yellow to the shawl, so 3 skeins will be plenty. 2 skeins in one color, 1 skein in another one, in a contrasting color. The more contrast, the better, in my opinion, for this shawl, because it's quite a graphic one. And yeah, I don't want to tell you much more about it because it's going to be in the book, but I'm really happy with the design. I designed this one up there in Houston, and it worked out just as I imagined it. So yeah, super happy with it. The colors I'm using are Deep Dish and Cuddle Bag. Yeah, so that is a gray with brown speckles and lemon, very lovely yellow. Okay. Oh, and this project has been living in my new and exciting project bag from Yarn and Whiskey. This is a bag maker that I got to know last year, and I actually found her because I follow the hashtag project bags, and I saw her. All of her makes are made using the African wax print fabrics, and she's got really beautiful stuff. So this bag has a different print, a different fabric in the inside. It's got the horses in royal blue and orange in the outside, and then this royal blue, black and white on the inside. I don't know if it's reversible. It might be. It's absolutely reversible. So let me reverse it for you. It's beautifully made, beautifully made. So if I revert the bag, I get the other print, and it's got this leather drawstring closure, and it works perfectly for both sides, but I also like to fold my bag so that both prints are visible. And I think that she makes a stunning job at putting together her fabrics for her project bags. She's got zippered ones, and I like a good drawstring bag. And I actually got some of her face masks. Oh, I'm so sorry I don't have mine with me. I bought two of them. One I gave to my friend Maggie, who received this for me. I actually ordered this last year, and I only got it now that I traveled to the States. So I ordered two face masks, and they are made with the African wax print. One of them my friend Maggie kept, and the other one I brought home, and I wore the entire time in Texas. And I got so many compliments on that mask. I don't know if it was because Charlie and I were probably some of the only people wearing masks. But no, it's a really cool maker. You should check it out. Her masks are beautiful made, and they look really cool. And I actually, when we got back here to Buenos Aires, I got more compliments from people here. Hey, that's such a cool mask. Where did you get that? So I highly recommend this maker, Yarn and Whiskey. And great customer service. And I'm very happy with the things that I ordered from her. This bag is stunning. I think I prefer the horses out. But yeah, and so I was carrying it like that. I can also carry it over my shoulder, and it looked really cool with those blue and orange horses. Yeah, so that's my work in progress, and more yarn. So as I told you, I visited my friend Diane, Suburban Stitcher. She was the reason why we went to Texas, and we stayed close, and I got to see her studio and her dyeing studio, and she made a special colorway combo for one of the designs that's coming in the book. So it's 5 colors, and no, not this one. It's 5 colors, and they are called Cosmopolitan. I've already designed with this color. It's so nice. Ladybird, which is lovely because now I know who Ladybird Johnson was, and I love this color. This is the main color of the design. A lilac, purple, coal, red hot. The food there was very hot and spicy, but we liked it. And Sugarland. I got to name this color, and because we stayed in Sugarland, it's called Sugarland. So as soon as I finish the worsted weight shawl that I'm working on, I'm going to cast on for the last design of the book. This is going to be a rectangular wrap, and then I'll be done with the book. But I need to hurry because we need to deliver a finished book soon, and my yarn is still in the skeins. So yeah, and this is her sock base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Then I got a bunch of her sock yarn in other colors. This is Rosedal. I skeined some of these skeins, so they are not as pretty as Diane would normally send them, but this is Rosedal, a color inspired by a beautiful place here in Buenos Aires, Rosedal de Palermo. This skein is nicer, so I'll show you this one. And yeah, so this is her sock base, and I got a fade, but I probably won't be able to give you the names for all of these colors because they were on her rack and I took them, and they didn't have a tag, and I am so bad that probably I didn't give her time to tag them. So the only one I can tell what it is Sugar. And then there's this one, beautiful. Then there's a color I'm not sure if I can show, but I'm going to go ahead and show it. So if you are in Diane's club, don't watch, because I think she's sending this soon, but not yet, so look away. And this is it. I'm not going to tell you the name so that I don't ruin things, but I got to name this one, and I'm very proud of the name that I picked. And look, you can look back, and this is the last color that I got for the fade, so there they go. This is her sock base. If you are interested in this set that I got, you can email her and she'll know probably what the colorways are that I took, but I'm the worst. And this is something that is unexpected for me. So confession, I never really liked the Slub yarn with the thick and thin texture. I don't know, I think I just didn't really understand it or never liked it much. But as soon as I arrived to Diane's house, she had all these containers with yarn that she had dyed and she had to skein and like tag. And I saw this and I just fell in love completely. So this is her Slub yarn and I love it. I take it back. I really like this. And this is Slub sock, and the colorway is called March Hair. So it's a 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 438 yards in 100 grams fingering weight. Yeah, I got 3 skeins of it. I think I'm going to make like a summer pullover, something simple. I take it back. I really like this. There you go. And it's got some like aqua green and apple green and brown and reds. It's so beautiful. March Hair. So that was the Suburban Stitcher yarn that I got. And my last work in progress is something that I've been working together with my mom. So she helped me a little bit while I was away with the sleeves. This is a robe cardigan that I'm making for interpretations. So it's a basic piece. It's got a raglan sleeve. It's got nice hidden pockets, and it's got a hood, and yeah, and it's long, and it's got a tubular bind off, but it's very basic, like an everyday cardigan. And what it's missing is a big front band that I'm going to apply to it. So it's an applied band, and I'm excited about this one. I'm gonna try it on so that you can see the length more or less. It needs a heavy blocking, so it's been inside the bag for a long time, but so that you can see. So as you can see, the hood is kind of short because it will still have a band around the hood. And wow, the sleeves are almost. My mom is the greatest sleeve maker. So it's long, it's got the pockets, ends don't really meet because it's still missing the band, remember? And I wanted it to be kind of fitted here at the waist. And you know, I make a lot of oversized coats, and this one I wanted it to have more like a long line, more fitted fit. So there it is. I love it. Yeah, we still have to go a little bit further with the sleeves, but it's looking great. And this yarn, this spectacular yarn we're using, is the Myak medium. I am all tangled up. It's the Myak medium in the burgundy colorway. I have a skein here. So it's Myak medium in the burgundy. And I am using a lot of skeins. And these are 50-gram skeins, 100% baby yak. So that's that. That is another project for the book. It's almost done. I think we're doing great. I just need to hurry up with my rectangular wrap in the Suburban Stitcher yarn, but I think we'll make it in time. I have my thermal layers. I'm so cold. Okay, let's get back to some more yarn, or a lot more yarn. I got a box from Adela, Lola Bien Yarn Company, who sent me this t-shirt, and she also very kindly sent me some spectacular yarn. So she sent me these two colorways. I think that they are most the same speckles, but this is a gray base and this is a white or natural base. They look really the same otherwise. I think it could be really cool to even use them together in a stripe design. So same speckles but different base. This is her Soy Bean 100% superwash merino. It's a DK weight and 231 yards in 100-gram skeins. And this color is Thunder and Lightning. And this is Electric Youth. I love it. There you go. By Lola Bien Yarn Company. These are really cool. I actually really like this color. I don't normally like whites, but this is really cool. And then she sent 2 colors that she was dyeing, and I commented on them, and she was so kind to send them too. Same base, Soy Bean, and these colors are more neutral, like autumn colors. This is Rocky Road. Oh, I love this, because we have been talking about me really missing the mountain, and I did a little bit of hiking in Austin, but let's face it, Texas is probably not the most popular destination for hiking. I know there's, you know, the US has Big Bend National Park in Texas, but the places we went to, they weren't the hilliest places in the US. But anyway, Della and I were talking about that, and I really miss hiking. I haven't been able to hike here in my country either because of restrictions for tourism. But yeah, so we were talking about rocky roads and trail running and hiking, and so she named it Rocky Road. And then this is called Almond, and it's gorgeous. Beautiful yarn. I can't wait to work with all of this yarn. I placed an order with the Farmer Daughters Fibers. It's the first time I got some of their yarn. I actually have one skein that my friend Miyoko gave me a while ago, but I haven't used it. And I had never gotten any of their yarn before, and I was pretty excited to see it in person and working with it. So I got 4 skeins, 2 of each color, and the base is called Foxy Lady. It's a 70% superwash merino, 30% silk, 428 yards in 100 grams. This is a single ply yarn, and the colors I got are Willow Creek and I need to see. I'm just going to show it there. That is the name of the color. So it's white with beautiful speckles. Their colors are very elegant, very extremely beautiful colors. I was in love with most of them, and it was very hard to pick. So I asked them if they thought that this combination looked well, and they said that it worked well. So I got it, and I think that this would be a great tunic length sweater. I know that, you know, tunic length is not the rage right now because, you know, of all the baggy trousers that I also like to wear and all the tucking in for the t-shirts and sweaters, but I think that because of the drape of this yarn, it would be great for that. So that's what I had in mind when I picked those colors. I also, last year, I ordered this skein of yarn. Katrina, she's cat reading on Instagram. She's a fantastic hand spinner, incredible hand spinner. And last year she was raising money for Black Lives Matter movement and several fundraisers that she was supporting. So she was selling her or auctioning her handspun, and I won. I auctioned for this skein and it's mine, and it took me a year to get my hands on it, but I'm really excited. So her spinning brand is Koneko Handspun, and I don't think that Katrina has a shop or regular shop updates. I know her handspun is very precious and she doesn't offer it often. So when I saw it, I grabbed this. This is fiber, wound up fiber arts, organic polymers, colorway one of a kind. She spun it into a DK, so it's 285 yards, and the notes are hand washed cold, dry flat, and it was spun in June 2020. So it was spun 1 year ago, and my plan is to make handspun socks, or I could also make handspun mittens. Mittens or socks. Socks I'll definitely wear for sure. I could make gloves. I've never made gloves. This is very special yarn to me, so I have to think about that carefully. I can't get another skein easily, so it's one of those yarns that you treasure forever, and now I use all my yarn. Anyway, I got a lot more yarn from Madeline Tosh, and I am pretty excited about this combo. I was looking for some camel colored yarn. This is not so camel as I hoped. It's more leaning towards a pink camel color, but I love it anyway. And I love it with black, and I love it with white, and I love it with denim. So this is their mohair yarn. It's called Impression, 70% mohair and 30% silk from Madeline Tosh. And this is the all-time classic Tosh Merino Lite that we've all used so many times. Especially me, I have used it. I have so many designs in this yarn. And the color is called Filtered Daydreams. It's the same color for the Impression and the Tosh Merino Lite. Filtered Daydreams. They have a new base, another new base called Triple Twist. Tosh Merino Lite Triple Twist. So I have already used their Farm Twist base. Sorry. And I designed a jacket with that yarn. It's beautiful. It's 2 strands of Tosh Merino Lite twisted together, and this is 3 strands of Tosh Merino Lite twisted together. It has great texture. I love thick plies, and this is 130 yards in 1 skein, so I would say it's a bulky weight, but it doesn't look so bulky, so it could even be like an Aran weight when you need it. Yeah, I really like this one, and I think that it will knit really quickly. It's called Toasted Sugar, the color, and it's a peach, beautiful peach with beautiful speckles. Let me show you the full skein. There you go. Beautiful yarn. Everything's blowing out today, but if I recorded it in the other end of the room, everything would have been very grainy and dark. So, Toasted Sugar and Filtered Daydreams. And the last batch of yarn that I got from them is a bunch of different colors in their Tosh Vintage. They had discontinued this base for a while, and all of us were pretty sad and depressed that the Vintage was going, because it's a stunning base, and it's like a workhorse yarn. It's good for everything, but they brought it back. This is Tosh Vintage, their worsted weight. It's 200 yards in 100 skein, And this color, I got a lot of pinks and peaches and orange and red, and I love it. This color, I love this color. It's like a brownish pink. It's called Pink Miss Smoke Tree. And I also got Rocinante, so you can see the difference. I also got Fatal Attraction. Then I think I have more colors in the vintage. I also got Oscuro. Another skein of Oscuro, and let's see. Oh yeah. And a skein of glazed pecan, because it's the most perfect color, glazed pecan. So that is that from Malintosh. Yeah, and I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. I got some yarn from Manos del Uruguay before leaving on my trip, but I think I'm going to save that for a new journal, because I think I've shown you enough yarn on already. So hopefully next time I record, I will have a lot of knitting to show you and maybe some more yarn. I hope you enjoyed watching all of this yarn as much as I enjoyed recording this for you. And I hope to see you soon. Stay well, stay safe and positive, and much love to you all. Bye bye.